Because at the end of the day, if God told me right now, your content creation journey is over, like quit, y'all are just not gonna see me anymore, because I care more about him and fulfilling whatever he has put inside of me and my purpose than being a content creator online. What's up, you guys? It's Say welcome or welcome back. Today we're gonna do a Q&A. I feel like I've gotten like a decent amount of subscribers recently. Maybe I should like do something to like get to know me so we can like feel closer. We can feel more of like a family, a community. So I asked on Instagram story. I also asked on Threads, and I also asked on TikTok. So I'm just like, instead of rambling, we're just gonna get right into it. The first question is, why did I leave Ohio? I'm from like a smaller city in Ohio. I'm not gonna lie, I would not have minded to stay in Ohio. It was a lot going on in my life at the time, and I feel like it was probably the best decision for me to leave, because I can already like map out how my life would have gone, and it would be nothing like how it is today. But my thought at the time was not only trying to escape the craziness of that time in my life. If you want to know that, it's very traumatic, but I will maybe make a video on it, like just because I feel like it was a very much transformative, and God really saved me, and I feel like it's kind of more like a testimony, but we'll talk about that another day. But when I left, it was too much going on in my life. Like nothing was really going good, and also it's just like not a lot of opportunities. It's not a lot of jobs. It's just not a lot going on. I basically moved because of that. Job opportunities and just more experiences, and just getting out of the small box city that I was in. The next question is, how did you make friends in a whole new city? Any fear during that experience? Honey, if you know me, I am a very introverted person, which has a negative connotation, but I don't mind being introverted. I feel like I need to assess the energy. I need to see what type of people I'm around. Like, I'm not just one of those people that's just gonna go and start talking. Like, I'm very nice, but I'm not like a friendly extroverted person. Like, if you talk to me, I will talk. All that to say, it has not been easy to make friends in any city that I moved to. When I first moved to Atlanta, I didn't have to make any friends because I moved with one of my friends. And then when I moved to Miami, y'all, I was so depressed because working, cooking dinner, showering, going to sleep, working, cooking dinner, showering, going to sleep. Like, that's all I was doing. And I was working remote at the time. However, they were having me drive to a sister company. It was a lot of like older people, so I didn't make any friends there. I didn't talk to anybody at all. And my commute was like almost 2 hours. So I was not making I wasn't making friends at all. I wasn't going anywhere, because by the time I got home, it was like I had to get ready for the next day. And so I didn't make friends until I started working at Kith. And so then I just naturally made friends with my coworkers, because I feel like I've never had to make friends. It's always been like people that I've gone to school with, or people that I've been on a sports team with, or people that I work with. And so now I'm struggling with that, because now I don't have a job. I work from home, and I don't go out by myself for real. So I'm not the one to ask about how to make friends in a different city. But my suggestion, which I'm probably not gonna take my own suggestion, but my suggestion to everybody else is to go places by yourself. Like, go to like workout classes, go to like any type of hobby class, like a pottery class or something like that. Go to the bar by yourself and sit at the bar. But for me, I don't know. The next question is, what made you start posting content? And this was just very like a natural transition, because I was already posting stuff that could be labeled as content, but I wasn't posting it because it was content. I was posting it because I was just having fun, like doing whatever you want to do on social media. Like, I was just doing that. And then once I started to get opportunities, I was just kind of like, oh wait, I could probably like, I think I could maybe just have this as an actual job. But that was never my intention. That was never my plan. That was never my goal. Like, I just naturally was posting on social media because it was fun for me. And then it kind of just moved into that. But like, it wasn't like I'm about to start posting content. It was just like, once I was already doing it and the opportunities were coming, then I was just like, well, I'm just gonna keep posting. And if it leads somewhere, cool. If not, cool. Like, I wasn't pressed on like becoming a content creator. I honestly didn't even want to at the time, but that's a different story. Were you always creative? I think that everybody's creative because we come from the ultimate creator, right? And so there's a piece of him inside all of us. Therefore, we all have some sort of creativity, right? You just have to find your lane and your path and your niche and your whatever. But I do think I was always creative, but I didn't see it or how I could use it until like I got older, because I've always been very into colors, into patterns, into like just making things. I was just always like was into creative things, but it was just like I didn't know how to like put it out there. I didn't know like what lane or how to really express it. And I also like getting dressed, which I feel like is a very creative art form also. So yeah, I do think I was always creative. I just didn't know how I was creative. I didn't know what I could do with that creativity, if that makes sense. The next question is such a good question. What project management / productivity tools do you use to stay organized? And I was just talking to somebody about this the other day. Like I'm at the age where like, baby, I can't just remember everything, okay? If I don't have it written down, I'm not gonna remember it. The only thing that I have is a digital planner on my iPad. I do see a lot of people use Notion, but I just I can't figure it out because I feel like it's too blank. And it's like I have to put too much work into it to then add the actual stuff that I need organized, you know what I'm saying? I just use Google Maps, Lord. What is it called? What is it called? Google Calendar. I use Google Calendar and my digital planner. The next question is, did you have any fears when you first started making content? And if you did, how did you overcome it? Again, I didn't, just because I was just already posting anyway. So it wasn't like planned content. It was just kind of like creating to create, like to have fun and to like release the creativity out of me. So it wasn't like I was fearful in posting it, because I wasn't posting it for it to be content. I wasn't posting it for other people to like want to consume it. I was just posting it because I liked it. And then it kind of just naturally like fell into content. And also I'm just like, one of those people that just like, I don't really care about what other people have to say or to feel. Like I'm a very empathetic person, don't get me wrong in that area, but like as far as like if I want to put something out, I don't care if somebody's gonna like it or if they're gonna talk about me or whatever. I'm just not that type of person. And I feel like if you want to put content out and you're fearful, then you have to remember why you're doing it. Are you doing it for yourself or are you doing it for other people? Because it's like the people that like it will engage and they will follow you and they will whatever cheer you on, and the people that don't, they can just unfollow you. Like it's really not that big of a deal because you don't know them in real life anyway. So like if you want to do it, just do it. Like who cares what anybody else thinks, you know? This next question is very good also. It says, how do you feel about working as a creative while still maintaining a relationship with God? And I'm not gonna lie, this is something that I struggled with in the beginning when I did finally feel like, okay, maybe I will just start treating this as content and treating this as a way to make money, because I have always posted stuff about like God online and like, you know, my Christianity and all that stuff. But I started to feel like, well, now that people are like, more people are coming to my page, brands are looking at my page, maybe I shouldn't, because I don't know how other people feel. And then I felt so ashamed, like, what? You rather put other people's feelings or like whatever above God? That's what it seemed like to me. And I was like, I had a serious conversation with God, and I was like, if I'm gonna do content, like if I'm gonna be a content creator, I don't want to just post things that are just like for monetization or like to get paid or like whatever. Like if I'm actually gonna do this, I want to do it to help other people. I don't want it to be like, oh, buy this, spend your money on this, like, you know, pour more into consumerism. Like I don't want that. And yes, I am gonna do work with brands and stuff like that, but like I wanted my content to be something that like inspired people to either create and or get closer to God. And no, I don't post like a ton of like Christian content, but if I feel like I want to say something, then I say it. Because at the end of the day, if God told me right now, your content creation journey is over, like quit, y'all just not gonna see me anymore, because I care more about him and fulfilling whatever he has put inside of me and my purpose than being a content creator online. Like that's not that important to me. Like, pleasing God and doing what he wants me to do and has for me to do is far more important than making content for other people. That all of that is just an added bonus, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I just stay true to myself. If I'm gonna be transparent and genuine and be my actual self online, then that includes showing my relationship with God. That includes talking about God. That includes talking about my journey with God. Like, that is the biggest part of me. So it's like, y'all gonna get it one way or another, you know? So it's just like, and I'm also very cognizant on what I post, who I follow, what I engage in, because I am not only trying to please God, but I also want to be a good example to other people. So yeah, I think that answers the question, right? The next question is how to get brand deals. Honestly, I don't really know if I'm the one to actually ask this to, but for me, in my experience, like when I was posting online and I was just like doing it for fun, I started getting brands like emailing me, like trying to work together. And so I have never done like actual outreach, like trying to work with a brand, because again, I think my journey was just different. I didn't start posting in hopes of being a creator. I was just creating and then kind of just fell into it being my job, you know? So I would say just keep posting like for yourself, because if you're posting for yourself and you're posting good content and things that you enjoy and things that are just authentic and genuine to yourself, then that will attract brands to work with you. That will attract management, which leads into the next question, is advice for small creators, is just to keep posting for yourself. Post quality content, be very authentic, be very genuine, have fun, and like that stuff will come. It's like, I feel like you doom yourself from the start thinking like, I want to work with this brand and I want to get paid for this and I want to, like, that can all kind of maybe be in the back of your head just because naturally you just might really feel that way. But like, if you're not creating for yourself, then it's going to be so hard, because it's going to be like you're looking too hard at the numbers and less on what you're creating. So like, just create for yourself and be consistent in it, because it's not going to happen overnight. Even if you have one video blow up, then you have to like chase that. You have to keep chasing that, and then you're going to keep feeling let down because you're going to have such a high from that viral video, and then you're going to be like, well dang, now I'm only getting this many views. And it's just like the consistency, the authenticity, and just doing it for yourself. That is my biggest advice. Somebody asked me to link the Gentle Monster Amazon dupe. I'll post it down in the box down there. How did you get into content creating and fashion? I answered the content creation part. Fashion, I hate saying like I'm into fashion. I know I do fashion content, but I don't see myself as like super into fashion, because I know people who are actually into fashion. I love clothes, I really like getting dressed, but I'm not the like, I can't go back and tell you like all of the designers and what year things were, and like, you know, I'm not that type of fashion person. And when people like ask me stuff about fashion, those are the people that I think of. I don't think of myself answering those questions, but I guess it can be different forms of what type of fashion person you are. So I've just always liked getting dressed, like ever since I was like very little, like 3, 4, 5 years old. My mom would try to dress me in something and I would say I wanted to wear something else, and I would want to pick my own outfit. So it's just like, I always was into just putting it on, like putting stuff on. Like, I don't know, I just always like getting dressed. I've always been into fashion. So like, even when I got older, I even wanted to have like my own like boutique. And so yeah, fashion has always been in my life in some like shape or form. Next question is, what was your dream job growing up? My dream job growing up was to be a lawyer. And it's just funny because my brother and my sister-in-law are both attorneys, and my little sister, she might end up being one also. But to think that that was something that I wanted to do, absolutely not. Like, that does not fit me at all. And then I wanted to be a psychologist. I actually have a degree in psychology. After probably like 3 years in school, I realized that wasn't what I wanted to do, but I'm like, I'm this far, I might as well just go ahead and finish out the degree. So I did finish it, and I do have a psychology degree. And then after that, I didn't have a dream of doing anything. I just like, I've had a ton of jobs, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. You know, I just figured I was just gonna get with a company and I was just gonna work there for the rest of my life. Like that's what I thought, and I was fine with that. Like I was just like, that's just normal. That was normal in my brain, you know? That leads actually into the next question. What jobs did you have before your brand and content creation? I have had a million jobs, okay? I'm not one of those people who like graduated and had like a job, maybe 2 jobs, and then started making money online. No, absolutely not. I've had so many jobs. Actually, I'll just name a few. I worked at Foot Locker or Family Video. I worked at Forever 21. I worked at AT&T. I worked at Elder Behrman. I worked at, where else did I work? I said AT&T. I don't know. I worked a lot of those type of jobs, and then I worked at a call center, which was the worst job of my entire life. I worked there for a few years, and then I was a case manager at the county for a couple of years, and then I got a job as an account manager, and I was there for like 6 years or something. I started working part-time at Kith in South Beach, and then I quit my account management job and I started working at Kith full-time, and I was actually started to make more money there than I was making at my corporate job. Then I started making clothes in like 2017, working at Kith, and I was working on my brand, working at Kith, working on my brand. And then 2020 happened and COVID, you know, was there, and I was working on my brand full-time, and that's when I got the opportunity to have my brand on Urban Outfitters. Yeah, I was doing that for what, a few years? What was it, 3-4 years? Dang, yeah, 3-4 years. And then during the last like year or so, I started like actually making money online, and then I officially started doing actual full-time content creation, like, I don't know, maybe like a year ago. The next question is, how did you figure out your style? I was actually gonna make a video about this. I think I probably will make a separate video, but I feel like figuring out your style, you have to not focus on fashion. Like, you have to focus on hobbies, you have to focus on experiences, like the people that you're surrounded with. I believe that all of that shapes your personal style. Like, going to museums, reading books, like cooking, making art. I feel like all of that really contributes more to your personal style than like being like trying to look into fashion and see what other people are wearing and stuff like that, if that makes sense. What do you do for work? So many people ask me this. I'm full-time content creation for now. Yeah. Somebody also said, do you prefer filming TikTok or YouTube content, and why? I don't know. I kind of like both. I was not really into TikTok at first, but then I realized kind of like almost how easy it is, because it's very quick. You don't necessarily really have to edit anything. But if I had to choose, I would definitely say YouTube, because I'm a long form content type of person. I don't like, sometimes when I want to explain something, I don't want to have to explain it in like under a minute. Like, I want to have time to say what I have to say, because sometimes I can be a very like roundabout person. Like, I can't just get straight to this point. I have to say this, and this just to get to the final point. So I think I like YouTube better for that reason. Also, I feel like the community is a little bit different here on YouTube. Like, I can go without posting for a year, and when I come back, like my subscribers just be like, just embracing me. Like, it don't even matter that you were gone for a year. So I do prefer YouTube. That's why I'm like, you know what? I'm really gonna stick to it this time. Like, I don't know why I keep like falling off. So yeah, I definitely say YouTube. Somebody said, what's your favorite camera to film your content with, and why do you love it? I'm gonna do a separate video on this, because I'm gonna go through like what cameras I use and what I use to film and why, and all of that, and like editing software. I'm gonna go through that on a whole different video, so I'm gonna save that. The next question is, how is it being in a relationship and being a content creator, and what made you pick this career? Being in a relationship and being a content creator, for me, feels very normal. Like, it doesn't feel like anything, because most of the people that follow me or know me, they know who I'm with. So it's like it's not like a big thing, you know? I don't make like couple or like relationship type of content. I feel like this is my work. Like, it just feels like I have a job and I'm in a relationship. And like I said, I'm already a private person, so like I'm not one to be like showing everybody my like ins and outs of my relationship and stuff like that. Like, I'm just not that type of person in general. So I kind of keep it separate, unless it just naturally is like flowing in whatever I'm recording. And also, when I spend time with him, that's why I don't have the camera out. I'm not setting it up, like showing what we're doing and stuff like that. unless, I feel like everything has a time and a place. Like I'm not one of those people who like every experience or everything needs to be documented. And I think that's why my relationship works so well, because I don't put y'all so much in my business, to be honest. Like if you know, you know. If he happens to be in my content, then he is. I don't put y'all in my business, and I think that's what works in my relationship. A lot of people ask questions regarding like CapCut or an editing course. Somebody said, when are we getting an in-depth CapCut tutorial? I'll pay. So many people have said, I'll pay. And it's just like, girls, I don't know what to show you. Like, I don't know what specifically to show, you know what I'm saying? When I keep asking y'all, like, what do you want to see on CapCut? Like, what do you want to see me show you how to do? Y'all don't answer. So I'm like, I don't know. It's like, it's so broad. And a lot of times when I'm on there, I'm just playing around. So it's not like I have a specific idea. It's just like I kind of might have a little thought and then I start playing with it and then it leads into other stuff. So like if it's something specific, then like maybe ask me that. Or I could do like a live session and we could kind of go through, I don't know, that one is hard. I can't really figure that out, but I'll try to think about like what we could do. There's way more questions than I thought there were gonna be. So I'm sorry that I didn't get to your question, but this is the last one I'm gonna do. It says, do you ever run out of clothes for your fashion videos? I wanna go into fashion once a week, but I can't afford so many clothes. I was actually gonna do a video about this also, like being able to mix and match with a small wardrobe, because I don't have a lot of clothes, okay? Like if you really pay attention and notice, I wear the same things. Like y'all have seen this jacket a million times. This tank, this local European tank, I wear this all the time. Like the sweatpants that I have on that you can't see are the Selah sweatpants that I wear all the time. Like I literally rotate the same clothes constantly. Like I might get like one item and then I'll just like wear it with everything else. And it's just like people are really not paying that much attention, especially like when I do fashion videos. I make it so that it's not like, oh, get ready with me, because then it's like if I put on that same outfit, y'all gonna be like, I already saw that. Or at least for me, it's gonna be like, okay. So I tried to make my content like more engaging and more like fun, so you don't realize that I'm wearing the same stuff over and over. I'm just like mixing and matching it. So I don't think that you have to have a lot of clothes to be able to go into fashion. You just have to know how to wear your clothes, and you have to know how to show people you wearing your clothes, because you can wear your clothes a different way, like wear it in a way that it's not supposed to be worn and people will think it's a different top or a different pants or whatever, a skirt. You can do so many different things with your clothes, and I feel like that's where your like creativity comes in. It's like you can still have the smallest wardrobe. Like I feel like people assume that I have a lot of clothes, but if I go show you my closet right now, you're gonna be like, those are only clothes you have? I don't feel that you have to have a lot of clothes to be able to, one, be fashionable, and two, make fashion content. So it's just like work with what you have, and then later on, if you're able to add pieces in it, add pieces that are already going to go with the outfits that you have, so it's easier to mix and match and create more outfits with the articles of clothing that you already have. You know what I'm saying? I actually wanted to make a video on that also, like how to wear your clothes. We'll talk about that later, because I feel like I have been chatting. I've been on here way too long. Thank you to everybody who asked questions. If I didn't get to your question, I'm very sorry. I just didn't want this video to be even longer than it already is. Thank you to everybody who has been subscribing and watching and commenting and engaging and sharing. Like, I'm very grateful. I'm happy you're here. Yeah, I guess that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.